I didn't.
Oh, you touch my mom, I'll kill you. You touch my mom.
Welcome back to Advocacy, Alchemy with Professor Ross. Today we have a good one, guys. We're headed to Hilliard, Ohio, where an afternoon incident escalated from I think the best way to put it is you watch, we'll talk about it. It's a short one. We're talking about 3 minutes here, but it's crazy. Let's jump in.
Turn the car off. Turn the car off. Hands out the window. Out, both hands out the window. Hands out the window. 94. He's not complying to commands. Stand right there.
What did I do
in his court. Stand right there.
What did I do wrong? Oh, Columbus, what's your badge number? What did I do wrong? What the did I do wrong other than pissing off and angry?
Stay over there. Stay over there.
Do it. Do it. Do it, motherfucker. Video. Do it.
Back the f*** up.
You're on Columbus.
694, he's approaching me. Back the f*** up right now or you're going to get tased.
I have nothing wrong. I'm trying to talk to you as a human.
Back the f*** up right now.
I'm not doing anything wrong. Shoot me. Do it. There's a reason you're walking back. There's a reason.
Back up.
Oh, you pushed me.
Put your hands on your back.
Yep. Oh, take my phone? That's not your right.
Absolutely.
That's not your right. That's not your right. That's my property. That is my property.
You're now detained.
You hand it over to me. That's my property. You do not have the right. I have herpes. I have herpes. You have herpes now.
Okay.
So now you're getting charged for spitting on me. Dude, I did nothing wrong. Oh, I want to see my son. Oh, my God. A man. Mom.
No.
Run.
Go away.
I need the keys to the car.
Here, humps. Can you reach in my left pocket? In the left pocket.
So here, the thing is, who has the more money? How did you become a cop? What happened? Mom, they can't. This is what's wrong with them.
I didn't.
Oh, you touch my mom, I'll kill you. You touch my fucking mother, I will kill you. You touch my mom. Stop! How you kill you?
Stop being crazy.
You understand?
I'm gonna get the hobbies. I was gonna have your mom step away so she didn't have to look at you.
Do it. I'll
be like,
kill you. Stop. I'll hunt your fucking damn.
Here's.
You ever disrespect my mother, I will fucking kill you.
I'll come talk to you.
Are you done?
I just want to see my son. I've been fighting for my son for 10 years!
Brett, stop it!
Didn't double up.
Thank you all so much.
Okay, so
Are you going to take a deep breath?
No. I'll never stop for my son. I will never. You can break my arms. I don't give a f.
Stop.
Enough is enough!
Stop.
No.
Yeah, I'm still 27 and I've got it with me. I'm almost there.
I got it.
Oh wow, God, he loves his dad. He loves his fucking son.
What's your name?
I miss my son. It's been so long.
His name's Grant. Grant.
Now that was quite a bit, right? All right, let's go over the laws here at play. This is in Ohio, so we're going to be looking at the Ohio Revised Code. Let's start off with obstructing official business. All right, this one is found at the Ohio Revised Code, section 2921.31. This is defined as any time a person's hampering or impeding a public official in the performance of their lawful duties. All right, here, that's the process of this man holding up these police officers. That's sort of the basic charge. All right, he's not letting the arrest happen quickly. The camera stopped here. Okay, that's why I don't know what happened with the camera. Uncovered doesn't have the full video. If somebody has a full video, hey, send it over. We'll watch the whole thing together. But apparently, that's what they say. The video stopped on this one. he spit in that officer's face. All right, that's the big thing of it. That's why I use this one today. In these quick events sometimes, and that's going to be the charge we want to get to here in just a second. But what brought the police there was, all right, he's erratic. He's stepping out into traffic. He actually had an accident and hit somebody else with his car, and he failed to stop after an accident. All right, so that's the second charge here. That's found at the Ohio Revised Code 4549.02. It's defined as any time you leave the scene of a crash without stopping and providing information. All right, here, apparently he hit somebody and left, and that was a secondary thing that brought the police here. Now, once they're there, we see it, guns out. Let's talk about these assault charges. All right, aggravated assault. That's found at section 2903.12. Aggravated assault is going to be defined as any time you're causing or attempting to cause harm while under the influence of sudden passion or rage. Here, spitting in the officer's face and claiming to have herpes is considered assault. Now, at the end of this, he didn't test for herpes, or the officer didn't actually test for herpes, but we do have that case pinned below. You can take a look at it. It's closed already. It can be reopened if he's indicted, but at the municipal level, they closed it. It wasn't bound over and did not become a felony. Okay, the usual penalty for aggravated assault is a 4th-degree felony. The punishment is 6 to 18 months in prison, a fine of up to $5,000. Now, if there's serious harm, it can go up and become a 3rd-degree felony. That carries up to 3 years in prison, a fine of up to $10,000. Next charge, assault on a peace officer. This is found at 2903.13, section C5. This is defined as anytime you knowingly cause or attempt to cause physical harm to a peace officer while they're performing their official duty. Now remember, anytime that you have these laws that have been set aside to actually designate it for uniformed officers, that's probably going to be an enhancement type of crime. So if it's assault, usually it's going to raise it up one level. Let's see what it does here. All right. The penalty is a 4th-degree felony and still carries up to the $5,000 and up to 18 months in prison. So it carries the exact same penalty here. But hey, it does prove at one point that one occurrence can bring about several sets of charges. Do you understand that? So one transaction can lead to a bunch of different charges. That's usually what happens on each of these body cams that we watch together. All right, so let's move into our final charge here, menacing. All right, this is found in Ohio Revised Code section 2903.22. Basically says anytime you knowingly cause another person to believe they're in danger of physical harm. So it's a low-level assault. Here, it's those statements he's made to the police threatening them when they were dealing with his mom and just trying to give his mom the keys and tell her to stay back. Now, even without following through with those statements, if there was a fear element, it completes the offense. This is a 4th-degree misdemeanor. It carries up to 30 days in jail, a fine of up to $250. Now, they do have in here, if it's made against a police officer, it increases it and it goes to a 1st-degree misdemeanor, and that's up to 180 days in jail, that's half a year, $1,000 fine. So once again, like I said, when you have police officers that are victims of some of these crimes, it automatically increases the punishment. All right, next, let's move into our evidentiary standards. They're going to be at play every time that we have a police interaction. Okay, let's talk about the evidentiary standards. There's 6 levels we talk about daily because anytime you're dealing with the police or the government, these are going to be at play. All right, so starting at the lowest, mere suspicion. Now at this level, the government or the police just have a gut feeling. They can't take any action. Nobody's going to get arrested at this level. Now what usually happens, this is where there's been a call from dispatch ordering the police to go somewhere. For example, officers noticing a man yelling in the street, or a call from dispatch. A man's yelling in the street, he's standing in the street, he's not letting cars pass. That's enough for the police to come on the scene and see, is that actually what's going on, or is somebody playing a prank? All right, next, reasonable suspicion. Now at this level, the police or the government have specific facts that would justify a stop. And it's because they believe that there's some criminal activity afoot. Now at this level, they can stop and investigate briefly to see if, yes, there is a crime happening. or no, let's everybody go home. Here, we do have that erratic behavior. We have a crash that happened. At this point, yes, a stop is going to be justified. Moving up one more level, probable cause. Now at this level, the police are going to arrest someone. This is when they have enough facts to lead a reasonable person to believe that a crime has been committed and the suspect is involved. Great examples from what happened, from what we know, he refused some commands. All right. Additionally, we couldn't really see it because of the placement of the body cam, but he spit in the officer who approached to help, spit in his face. Now, apparently, after the body cam cut off, that's when he started telling them, I got herpes, now you got herpes, so on and so forth. Now, later on, that came out not to be true, and the officer was not injured. But after an officer is spit in the face, that's enough for a probable cause to arrest somebody. Moving up one more level, preponderance of the evidence. Now, this is when we're in court. This is the first level of court. This is civil court, when people are bringing each other to court, suing for money. Preponderance of the evidence means more likely than not, your claim is true. All you need to win is 51% of the evidence in your favor. All you need to lose is exactly that same 51% out of your favor. This is going to be the level if anyone was injured or scared or hurt from the traffic incident before, where he's standing in the street, not letting people pass. And I think he hit somebody's car when he was trying to swerve out and get out of there. Okay, next, let's move up to clear and convincing evidence. Now, this is also in the civil realm, but this is for cases where you need to have more evidence to win. This level means that it's highly probable or that you're reasonably certain that your claim is true. To win this type of case, you need about 75% of the evidence in your favor. This is the standard used for mental commitment cases. Have to show some clear and convincing evidence. Have to show more receipts. Now, maybe later on, if that was the reasoning behind some of these dismissals, then they would use some of the evidence presented. The body cam footage, they catch those traffic cam videos, and they would present all that evidence to a judge saying, well, maybe he needs to be committed. You also see this standard of proof required for child custody cases, also in fraud cases. All of those are going to require you to put forth more evidence to a judge in order to win. Moving up to our highest level of evidence, beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, this is required for every criminal case. This means that there's no other logical conclusion besides the defendant being guilty of the charges brought against them. Now here, in order for the government to get a conviction, they have to convince a jury that the spitting was intentional and harmful, and then that would lead to whether the prosecutor believes this is a strong case or not. Here, I think it's going to probably hinge on that harmful nature. If he is not ill or it didn't really cause a subsequent injury, yes, an embarrassment, and yes, probably a passionate moment when somebody spits in your face. But if it doesn't cause another lasting injury, then it's not going to be worth bringing to trial, and it should probably stay in traffic or as a simple battery. All right. Next, let's move into our jury perspective. Let's talk about this case. If we were on this jury and you had to deal with these kinds of facts. All right, let's imagine that we're on this jury and we're looking at a case like this one, these same facts. Let's ask a few questions. So first, now, do you see the suspect's threats? Do you take them as serious or just some empty talk? Let's start with the threat of, all right, when he spits in someone's face and he says, I have herpes. Do you take that as serious when somebody tells you that? I think so. I think if a person tells you, hey, I have some serious disease, and it seems plausible, nobody knows anyone else, you seem erratic for some reason, that might be the reason why you're erratic. That's how I take that. All right. Do you consider the spitting aggravated assault? All right. How about toward the end, he's making the emotional pleas about not being able to see his son. It makes you think maybe all this might be because of some family law dispute. Does it make you have any sympathy for all of this happening? Or do his actions outweigh the words? And finally, if you're the officer here, do you take any of these threats that he says as real? There were some more threats made that we don't really hear about, him threatening to end people and going on a certain type of spree and things like that. If you were an officer, how would you assess and would you take these threats as potentially real? Would you write them into your report? So you tell me. guilty or not guilty? Why? Also, on the spitting case, would you have hosed that case out or would you have let it survive? You tell me. Once again, we have a case that shows us how quickly misconduct escalates. All right, we went from obstructing traffic to fleeing a crash and finally to spitting in the officer's face. All right, one poor decision led to another. He could have potentially been looking at multiple felonies. Now, those cases are still ongoing, but what's our takeaway from this? It's simple. Stay calm, comply with order, and remember that once you cross certain legal lines, we're out of misdemeanor territory. You tell me what you think. Did the aggravated assault charge, did it really fit here, or was it too much? Drop your verdict in the comment. Hit the like button if you learned something new. Subscribe, and come back with some more breakdowns. Remember, this is Advocacy Alchemy, and I am Professor Ross. I'll see you tomorrow. Everyone have a great Monday. Stay safe out there.
I order you to subscribe to Advocacy Alchemy and return tomorrow, 8:45 a.m. Central, for another lecture. Dismissed.